Before we learn how to group our costs by budget type, first of all we have to understand what this means. What does it mean to group? Well, groups are a way to organize information in a table according to specific criteria. More specifically, when we group, it'll display the information into categories with summary of each of the categories, or giving us totals. So now that we know what a group is, when I say I want to group cost by budget type, I want to get my cost, but I want to break it down by type. Remember, we have 4 different types of resources. So let me come over here and right click on the collapsed view bar, go down to the resource sheet, and as a refresher, we have our work resource, material resources, cost, and then our budget resources. So when I say I want to group cost by budget type, really, I just want to group them by type here because my budget work, when I group it together by type, will be associated or be grouped with my resources here, my budget for materials to material resources, and so on. Now, I could go ahead and group them within this view here, but the thing is, this doesn't have my cost field or my column here. Now, I could add it, but again, I don't want to start messing with different views here. I want to go to views that have a lot of this stuff already set up for me. And the one view that has my cost column is my resource usage view, so I can come over here, right click on the collapsed view bar, go down to resource usage, and there's a listing of all my resources, and then again underneath each resource are all the tasks that they're assigned to. I've got the cost column, so if I go ahead and group all these resources by type, all my work resources, my materials, it'll group them and then give me a summary or a total of the cost here after I group them by category. Now, before I go ahead and group them, I can add additional columns here. If I want more than just my cost here, I can also insert my actual cost, my budget cost, any columns that I would like. But I'm going to keep it simple and just have it with the cost column here. And then to group it, it's really simple. Come up here, click on the project menu, go down to group by, and then go over and down and select more groups. Now you got 2 different types of group. You have your task and your resource. Well, we're in the resource usage view, so that would make sense. Go ahead and click on new, and then give your group a name. We'll call it the budget type group, or you can just say the type group, or better yet, you can call it the resource type group. Because again, when it comes to the type, you're talking about the different types of resources. So down below, how do you want to group them? Well, again, click on the drop down arrow, get a list of all the fields, type in the letter T, and we're going to have to scroll down and select by type. And then don't forget, you can check the box here to show this grouping in the menu, so you don't have to make extra clicks to get to here and apply it again. When you're finished, go ahead and click OK. And if you want to apply it now, the budget type by group, click apply, and there you go. You've got your cost, then you've got your materials, then you have your work groups, and they're categorized. So everything under the work category are the work resource types, and because it groups it and it breaks it down by category, it gives us the summary of each category. So what's the total cost right now for the work type? Well, it's $7,200 roughly, then about $1,000, $1,300. Of course, like I said, you can always add additional columns. You want to compare your cost to your actual cost or your budget cost. And then keep in mind also that when it comes to your different types of resources, that you're only going to have your cost resources and your work columns. You won't have your materials because your materials will be displayed in the work column as well. So you have your working hours, then you have your materials, which are reams of paper. Both of them, again, will be displayed in your work column. And of course you have your plus or minus signs to collapse the categories here, and then use the buttons up here as well. Like I said, when you're finished, you can either come up here on the standard toolbar and click on the Group By button and say No Group, or again, you can come back up here to Project, go to No Group, or when you want to reapply it here, remember there's your budget type group. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.